The game starts with the protagonist, named Naoki, heading to a hospital to visit his teacher, named Yuko. He meets a journalist named Hijiri, and after arriving at the hospital, he finds it deserted. Instead of deciding to just get the fuck out, Naoki sticks around and meets his two friends, Chiaki and Isamu. After catching up with them, he goes to the basement and almost gets mugged by a bargain bin Vegeta named Hikawa, who summons a demon to beat his ass. He's saved by Yuko, who lets him know that Vegeta is trying to bring about the end of the world in an event called the Conception. This is the point where Naoki gathers his friends and under Hijiri's guidance embarks on a journey to stop Vegeta's apocalyptic shenanigans. Psych! The world fucking ends like 3 minutes later, with everyone but the people inside the hospital dying. A disembodied voice calls Naoki a pussy and tells him to fuck off for now. Afterwards, he gets force-fed an illicit parasite. I meant a magatama, by a boy accompanied by an old lady. Waking up in the hospital as a demi-fiend, half human, half demon, and figuring out what to do with his new power, aka punching shit to death, he hears about two organizations fighting over the right to recreate the world. The Assembly of Nihilo, led by Vegeta, and their ops, Mantra. Making his way to Mantra's HQ, demi-fiend gets jumped and probably beaten up several times by the Great Filter, aka Matador. After finally killing him, he finds out that he belongs to a race called Fiends and gets tasked by an old man to take out all the fiends in order to explore the labyrinth of Amala. After making it to the Mantra HQ, he watches Isamu get fucking slammed by Thor, who accuses the demi-fiend of being a Nihilo spy and forces him to go through trial-by combat. After showing the Mantra that he can in fact throw hands, he's told by the CEO of the Mantra that they are launching an all-out attack on the Nihilo Assembly. After making it to Nihilo's HQ, Hikawa reveals his hidden weapon, which is powered by Yuko, and cleans up the Mantra. The demi-fiend finds out that everyone in the Mantra HQ, including the CEO, is dying, and then meets up with Chiaki, who decides that her will aligns with the Mantra's reason, or philosophy, being that the strong should rule the weak, even though as a human she was pretty much a weakling in the vortex, but whatever. She technically becomes the Mantra's new CEO, and Isamu, the guy who had his shit rocked by Thor, being tired of getting carried by Demi-Fiend, also comes up with his own reason, where he wants to create a world of solitude. You know, a world where having zero bitches isn't frowned upon. Naoki decides to free his teacher from being a glorified ICBM, and she reveals that in order to create a world, you need the sponsor avatar that you can get by gathering tons of Magasushi. Both his friends have gathered Magasushi through legitimate means and summoned their respective deities, Chiaki with Bale and Isamu with Moana. The demi-fiend then meets up with his teacher to stop Hikawa from realizing his reason of stillness, but instead, Hikawa diffs Yuko and uses her to summon his sponsor, Ariman. Deciding that all of the reasons suck, Naoki decides to go through the labyrinth of Amala. This technically could happen at any point in the story, but I wanted to keep it for last because reasons. In order to progress through the Kalpas, he needs to defeat fiends, so he gets to boxing, Taisuju, dead, Hell Rider, dead, Four Riders, dead, Mother Harlot, dead, Trumpeter, super dead. After reaching the final Kalpa, Demi-Fiend comes across Beelzebub, who decides to throw hands to test Naoki's strength. After the fly is successfully swatted, the Demi-Fiend tries to progress through the Kalpa, but is stopped by Metatron.
I want you to give it up for Robo Bitch.
After showing some cool eye lasers, he gets beaten up by the Demi-Fiend, who finally reaches the end of the labyrinth. At this point, completely abandoning his human side and embracing his demonic side. With all the players in place, the Demi-Fiend goes to the Tower of Kakatsuchi, where he diffs Chiaki, Hikawa, and after the worst boss fight in the game, Isamu, and meets the being who talked shit at the start of the game. It's none other than Kagatsuchi, the avatar of God, who as it turns out, can't box for shit, and after a while, the moon phase goes from full moon to dead moon. The old man pulls up alongside the little boy and it's revealed that both are the same being, Lucifer. He wants to fight the Demi-Fiend to test his hand-throwing capabilities, to decide whether he is worthy of leading the armies of hell. And after the hardest fight in the game, he finds out that he is indeed worthy of leading them. With this world free from the Great Will's bullshit, the Demi-Fiend marches to another world, giving us the hardest frame in the series.